She gonna punch him. Some anime shit.
Yep.
Well, more than that.
We've seen enough anime, guys.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Vontae the First, the day portion of Mugen Eclipse.
And it's me, Mr. Twitchy, the night portion of Mugen Eclipse, here today with the finale of Season 2, that being episode 24 of Vinland Saga.
I'll let you do it. What happened last week?
Last week, it was Peakland Saga. Thorfinn and Canute, they came to an agreement. Thorfinn said that he would run after Canute was getting his ethereal, counseling from his decapitated father, King Svein. And he told him that is a sheep, and that sheep will lead the other sheep off the cliff if you are not the shepherd. Thorfinn, he kind of switched that motif on its head. He's like, I'll be the dog. I'll run away. I'll run away from home, never to be seen again, somewhere there's not war, somewhere there's not slavery. And he called Thorfinn a beautiful man. I thought that was one of my favorite moments from the entire episode last week. And he retreats. He retreats back to England. He withdraws his Danish force from his English stronghold. And that show of respect to the English people actually opens up. So truth is a two-way street, and he was able to gain the respect of the English people to where they, at least as of now, are not trying to assassinate him as the invader. Thorfinn and Einar, they agree at Arnhide's grave that they will go to a place without war, without slavery, that being Vinland, and live in her memory. As Thorfinn, Einar, and Leif are sailing away back home, we know that today's episode title, Snake reveals his name, Roaldo. So, yes. Roaldo is the actual name of Snake, and I just thought that was a fantastic moment for him to say that to both of them as they were leaving. Is there anything you want to add before we get started, Vontae?
Yes, so, like I said, I mentioned it already. That moment at Arnhide's grave was my favorite because Thorfinn, he said, he pretty much failed. He couldn't get her back to wanting to live, and now that's what he wants to do for other people who feels the same way like how she did, even how he did at one point early on in the season. And I just thought that was a powerful moment because it's like, okay, now we know a goal that he has upon going to Vinland and creating this new world. And Canute was relief from that. He was like, okay, so there's somebody else that actually wants to work towards something similar to the same thing that I'm going to do. Not necessarily the same, but working on being peaceful or trying to at least be peaceful. Nobody has ever negotiated with Canute like that. That's why he was so fascinated with Thorfinn, especially from someone like him who was birthed and raised through savagery from Vikings. He ended up becoming this, like he said, a beautiful man. So that was powerful. And another thing too, they brought up that quote again, the carve it quote. That's one of my favorite quotes in all of anything. It's so good of a quote. I even thought about getting a tattoo of that would be nice. Like that's a really I love that quote a lot. You can apply it to anything. And but yeah, man, long introduction, but it's the last episode, so it's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. But without further ado, I know you guys are ready to get into this episode. So let's get into this episode of Vinland Saga. What was it, episode 24? Vinland Saga, episode 24, season 2, episode 24. Let's start it right about now.
Now, whatever you do, don't push this button.
I am Groot.
Uh-huh.
I am Groot.
That's right.
I am Groot.
No! No, that's the button that will kill everyone!
Tadaima.
Look at that ice. We are back, man.
This almost feels like surreal.
Right? Oh, look at that. Home back in Iceland, man. Alright, Einar, I gotta get that drip.
Oh, a fur coat?
Damn, it's sad that Einar, he can't go back to no home, but he's cool going back here, though.
I mean, what's the phrase? Home is where the heart is? I mean, he hasn't been here for 15 years.
Yeah.
That is just
that's
wild.
Ridiculous.
Oh, is the mom still alive? Please. Give us something good.
Man, we have not seen this in so long, man.
The fact that Leif was able to do this.
Right? He's a goat. He's a goat. Whoever dislikes him, I don't know, you're wildin'.
I wonder if
I
he
thought there was
either
gonna be
has a
some
younger
sort of-
brother, a younger sister, or possibly nieces or nephews.
Niece and nephews, probably. I'd assume he probably has nieces and nephews for sure. Ew.
Yeah! She looks like her mom.
And her dad, though. She is a big woman. She gonna punch him. Some
Yeah,
anime shit.
yep.
Well, more than that.
We've seen enough anime, guys. Sure.
それが生きてたんだよ。前にヨークで会った話はしただろう。
じゃあなんでその時連れ帰らなかったのさ。
Because he was,
I was going
he
through
was
some
tweaking.
things.
But he was tweaking. I couldn't.
おいこらチビこら。レフさん。おいよこんなんだ。
Huh.
Still big sis.
I've only got one younger brother, guys, and I do not have any older siblings. But good
Look at
God,
that.
this is some Toon Force.
That's something I didn't really ever think about. Do you think he, like, kind of just grew up malnourished? That's why he's, like, still short and little? Because his dad and sister are big.
Possibly. I mean, we saw how hungry he was directly after he left with Askeladd's crew.
なんなら俺が代わりに親孝行してきてやろうか。
Damn.
Wow.
ばあちゃん、トロフィンって誰？
Man. Oh, man. Ah.
Mothers know. You son of a nutcracker!
いや違うんだ。ヘルが
Put in the OSC. Here we go. Man.
Oh,
Huh. Yep. Damn. I'm so glad that she's still alive though, cause I remember them saying that she was sick, or Leaf had said his mother was sick
yep.
at one point. Damn. He was just a kid though. That might be the title. Welcome home, Thorfinn.
Oh,
Remind me about that.
for sure. For sure.
You did it. You promised to Thors. You promised. And you got him back, and you did not stop. Even when he literally didn't come back the first time,
Yeah.
you kept going for 15 plus years. Like, man,
Is that Atlee?
I think so, or whatever his name. I don't remember his name, but if that's his name, then yeah,
I think so.
the Sokka. That's what I like to call him.
Oh, Ari.
Adi.
Who was
To
Atlee?
missing tooth. Atlee is the brother, one of the brothers from last season.
Oh, okay.
The one that had to take care of the other one.
バカだったんだ。
ここに泊まればいいじゃない。ちょっと狭いけど、なんとかなるでしょ。
いやでも。
トルフィンの兄弟なら、あなたは私の息子よ。ここはあなたの家。
Oh, wow. Brother. Son. Damn.
Oh my. Mom's so fast!
本物のトルフィン。
ただいま姉上。
You're gonna punch him anyway. That hurts worse than the punch I took from Thorkel. Yeah, time to go to bed. Beat his ass, ma! Alright, we got our comedy out. Now it's time to bring us back into the drama.
If you just start running over, it says, stop!
I want to play!
No! Fighting!
Don't do it! War's a lie!
It's like getting PTSD. In other anime, he'll look over there, and then it'll change into, like grown men fighting, and blood, and heads flat, like, all that. They're gonna probably end this with Thor's talking. I just said Thor's.
He's lived an entire life in these 16 years.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's not just because of the life expectancy in this day and age, but...
Oh, man. If only, imagine if she was here with them, Arnhot. And she was able to raise her child here in this man. Damn. And for some people, escaping means death, which Arnhart, I just gotta keep bringing her up. It's so essential to the plot. And it's coming from your mom too, so that's like, yeah, I gotta do this for sure.
I'll help you out.
So y'all should have took some money, man.
Yes! The goat becomes even more of a goat.
Man. Yep.
Wow, that is symbolic.
Yep.
Yeah, that wasn't addressed. Oh, was that the sword that he used to fight Askeladd?
And really, shout out to Thor's for real, because somebody like him was at the apex of Vikings, and he changed on his own whim,
yeah,
you know. And don't show no apparition of Thor's right now, man.
Oh, you know what's coming. He's gonna put his hand on his shoulder, like, good job, son.
Yep. And the little the sound of the little thud. Northern Lights.
Yeah, that's before inflation. That's a good way to give him his moment here.
Here it comes.
Yep.
Oh.
What's
It's different.
Oh, is that him?
That's what he asked his dad when they buried him, and there it goes. Wow.
Man.
He knows the answer to that question he asked all those years ago in that very spot. This is... Damn, man. This is...
Ooh.
Okay.
Yep.
Are we going to see some future characters like they did last time?
Please do it again. Yep, she's new.
Snake in us.
No.
It kind of did look like him, but
I
not.
wish. Old Leif,
Oh wow. Mhm.
who's not old.
New.
Whoa, that looks like Askeladd.
I think that is him when he was a little younger. Like, I think that was because they are showing some people when they're younger.
Okay.
Ah,
He's
haircut.
fully shaved.
Mmm. This is dope.
Wow.
Man, this is dope.
That's
Hell
it.
yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. New beginnings, man. This. I've said it a few times. This is one of my favorite arcs in anime, period.
It is now.
Cause like it got wrapped up so neatly, a neatly tied bow. Like, like the last 3 episodes just got better and better and made you feel better and better. Like we kept saying each week was like, damn, I feel good from this episode. I feel even better with this episode. It's like, what? I was so wrong with a lot of predictions throughout the season, and I'm glad that I was wrong with so many of them.
It was so much better than anything either of us could have predicted.
Yeah. And I think Yukimura does it. He does that on purpose. You could tell, because it could easily go so south, so far south, and it just doesn't. Or at least he can bring it back. And
Well, I also think he's purposeful with like how he hurts us, and that might sound a little bit sadistic, but bear with me for a sec. So, like, let's just say, for example, with Spherical, like we were told almost this entire season that he was gonna die because he was sick, and now, at least for the very moment, he is still alive and just kind of overseeing the farm.
Yep.
But
And he gets to die on his farm properly.
yeah.
Because that was something that we also was afraid of. Like, what if they infiltrated and then they started to pillage and they stabbed him when he was in the bed? And that's another thing, too. Like, Canute didn't allow them to pillage and do stuff like that either. So, Yukimura, he knows, he is very conscious about every decision that he makes, because all these possibilities that we can all come up with, he'll choose one of 10 of those possibilities. And sometimes ones that you don't even think would even happen. Like, there was a lot of shocking moments throughout the season. There was a lot of moments that just, like I said, solidified itself as one of my favorite arcs of all time. I feel good after this. Sad that we gotta wait. Maybe we'll see. Do I want to get into the manga? I think I want to wait for the anime.
I think
Not,
I
but
think I
this
kind of
is
want to wait
passionate.
too. This Vontae and I were talking off camera. This feels like a passion project. Everyone involved, animators, composers, the people that are doing the character designs. It felt seamless from Wit to Mappa, and I really do want to send just a bow of gratitude out to the entire team that worked on this, because it felt fresh, but it also felt familiar, and you don't get that unless you have care put into this type of project.
Yep. Damn. It got me a little emotional too in certain parts.
It got me for a third time.
Mom and Thor's and him asking, because I remember when he asked his dad that question in that moment, and then Thor's comes by him and say, "You know the answer now."
Well,
After
that
all the
was
stuff that he
that
went
was
through.
young Thorfinn, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I know that.
I thought for a half a second that might have been like one of his nieces or his nephews.
Oh, no.
Because they looked so similar to Ylva. And then I was just like, oh no, that's actually baby Thorfinn.
Yep. It's so crazy. I gotta look at that moment again, because I do remember when he asked his dad that question, and then told him, like, hey, Vinland, that's great. And the reunion was so good too. Like, you get the comedic moment where the sister, I could expect that, like, oh, she's gonna punch him or hit him or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the mom getting very emotional, his brother-in-law, the nieces and nephews, like, that's. And then even him at the fire, at the campfire, he was saying that how, like, people that he ended up killing in the past, there were also people who were warm, like how this family is, people that are lively, warm in their own house, shelter with each other, and he took that away from people. And either people who had family that he killed or people who he literally killed. And then same thing with Einar. He had a family as well, and it got taken from him twice. His dad first, his mom, and his sister second. And now he's literally, he's Thorfinn's brother.
Yep.
And his mom even said, like, you're my son now. So I'm glad he survived, man, because, oh, boy. Him and Arnhide would have been ridiculous.
No. I would have been so upset, legitimately, if both of them would have died, because now Thorfinn's going to leave home a second time, but he has a friend. He has a brother. He has a tether. And Einar is going to make sure, as long as he's still around, of course, that Thorfinn is in the right mindset. Because you might have relapses in terms of your PTSD, because, again, that's not something that you just wash off of yourself, all of those sins that you accumulated over the last 16 years. I don't know how many people he killed to stack up that pile of bodies that was in episode 9, but I would say over 500 is probably my guess. And for you to kill 500 people as a child growing up as a teenager, that is something you're going to carry to the day that you die on your conscience, if you have a conscience.
Since he was 6 years old. Since he was a first grader.
Yep.
That's ridiculous. So it does look like they're pretty much on their way. Like, he shaved, he cut his hair, and he told his mom, I'm going to Vinland. She said, go ahead, go do that. So that's going to be interesting too, because now since we know that Vinland is like what, in the Americas, or like North America.
Yeah.
Obviously people there to probably obviously be Native American people. So that's cool, because now you have a land where, farming, they know how to farm, and there's a lot of fertile lands there, so that's gonna be cool to see too. So they can bring that there as well. And in terms of interactions and stuff, I want to see how that goes. Obviously, you can kind of see how it will start, but ultimately they'll be, not good-natured people, and we'll see how that continues after that. But that's it on my end. I was talking a lot, but I just love the series, man.
No,
I'll let you.
A lot of the points that you said
say.
are thoughts that I'm feeling. Again, for this show in particular, it has been of probably like the 5 shows that we've watched, it's the one, especially for the back half of the season, that I've most anticipated the next episode. I can't say that about a lot of the other shows. They've had their peaks, they've had their valleys. It's all fine and great. But this has consistently, I would say from around like episode 12 on, I feel addicted to this show. And it just goes to show that it doesn't all need to be meatheadery all the time for me to enjoy something. I do like the writing aspect, I like the character aspect, I like the subversion of expectations that Yukimura does, and I can't wait to see this next phase of Thorfinn's journey to find Vinland and create his utopia on Earth.
Yes, sir. So, with that being said, you guys know the drill. We will be doing a Vinland Saga live stream probably like early next month or something like that. So, stay tuned for that. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe if you got this far for the discussion, obviously. And so stay tuned for that. Hope you guys all have a good one. Please stay safe, stay healthy, stay clean. Thank you guys all for coming here. And peace.
Peace.